Well, it's just over 2 weeks since Halifax finished off back-to-back home and away fixtures against Featherstone, and the estimation on Halifax certainly went up as they pushed Featherstone, unbeaten this season, all the way in both games. Even the score doesn't reflect the advantage that Halifax had for long parts of those games. Well, it's a tough match again tonight. Leigh Centurions, one defeat this season, that at the hands of Featherstone in the second game of the season. A game in which Featherstone said Leigh Centurions couldn't live with them. Well, it's to be hoped Halifax can live with them this evening in front of the Premier Sports cameras for the first time. Leigh, seasoned performers in front of the camera. I think they've been on 3 weeks now. They're running the Challenge Cup in the latest victory against Bradford Bulls at Odsall last week. That was only 20 points to 16. So Chris Chester, the former Halifax player, now director of rugby at Leigh, and Adrian Lamb, the former Wigan coach, who's done everything in the game, is now trying to take Leigh Centurions back to Super League where they came from after a disappointing season last year. Derek Beaumont spent big again in an attempt to take his team back into the big time. So they'll be there or thereabouts at the end of the season. Halifax have just one win in 4 games. Disappointment against Batley and Widnes by 1 point, and then those 2 games against Featherstone, but they seem to be improving as the season goes on. And for Halifax tonight, a first appearance for James Woodburn-Hall in the blue and white at full back. James Salton-Salt, Zach McComb, Joe Rundle and Lachlan Warmley, the 3 quarters. Warmley in a try-scoring form again in recent weeks. Corey Aston and Joe Keys forming a blossoming partnership in the house for Halifax. Dan Murray, Brandon Moore and Nathan Mason at the front row for Halifax. Mason brought in from Huddersfield, along with Jack Ashworth, the former St Helens player, who goes into the second row with Matt Garside. And looking at him in the pre-match warm-up, that is one big bloke. Adam Tangata starts at loose forward. Kyle Wood, Titus Guazi, Will Colcott and Ed Barber on the bench for Halifax. And the teams enter the field. Well, there are flames pumping out of the effects machines. Halifax hoping they can supply the fireworks for this game against the Centurions. Caleb Aikins, New Zealand born, is at number 1. Fireworks going off as well. Krishnan Inu makes his first appearance, brought back to the UK by Derek Beaumont. Keenan Shepherd, the other winger. I think that might be Keenan Brand rather than Keenan Shepherd. Ed Chamberlain and Nenny MacDonald are the centres. Joe Miller in the halves. Ben Reynolds, prolific kicker Reynolds. Sidlow, like Mellor, joined from the Toronto Wolfpack. Aaron Smith is the hooker. Tom Amone, a name not unfamiliar to Halifax supporters of a certain age. His uncle Asa played for Halifax in the 80s and of course played for Leigh. Played for Halifax alongside the Leigh Director of Football Chris Chester, Joe Wardle, Sam Stone the second row, John Asiata blocks up the scrum, Mark Uone Atta Ingano, James McDonald and James Bell, the replacements. And I think James Bell making his first appearance this evening. Leigh will kick off, looking unfamiliar in their black and white kit, looking more like Widnes. Strong charge out for the first carry, and Dan Murray almost through the defence there. Good tackle by Sidlow, but then the ball is lost, but it's a penalty. The referee, Mr. Bennett, bringing Leigh offside, and a helping support from Halifax in that south stand this time. The drummers turned up this evening, and surprisingly, with it being on telly, there were quite a lot of Leigh Centurions fans. To their credit, Halifax putting on the run around, and there's an immediate from Nina MacDonald. PNG International, plenty of Super League experience with the Roosters, Gold Coast, St George, Cowboys and Cronulla, so Halifax know what they're up against this evening and the challenge they face. Brandon Moore to Dan Murray, Joe Keys out to Aston. Halifax looking to stretch the Centurions defence. 22 metres out from the Centurions line. Keys with hands on it again, gets Mason this time. Keys puts one off the outside of the boot. Big challenge on the ball. Halifax have come up with it, but the referee has already pulled Halifax back for a knock on as the ball came down. Well, it was a good kick. Caused problems. He's looking to the air. Ashworth was chasing with Walmsley for the kick. Come off for Halifax, so they'll do what they can in the first set of 6 defensively to try and limit these Centurions' momentum going forward, but there's some real experience in this Leigh side. Good job that ball didn't go to Sam Stone then, because he was in open play if he'd have got the ball. Sidlow taking the ball up. Sign from Toronto, Adam Sidlow. There's a Woodburn all underneath it. First touch in competitive play this season for James Woodburn all. Gets back almost to the 20-metre line. Saltonstall will drive it up. Still waiting with his mates to make the tackle. He's looking for a gap. Halifax not afraid to throw the ball about and take on this Leigh side with some attacking rugby. And there's an attempt at a 40-20, but that one is going to stay well in field for Akins. Who knows where the try line is. Akins, 7 tries in 7 appearances. Leigh MacDonald's got 7 tries in 7 appearances, and Halifax are pushed back into their own half with a strong run from Naninu. Well, a Monday night in Halifax, not quite the same as the Premiership finals in Australia that he's appeared in. I think he's appeared in 2 or 3. Christian Innutt, stellar career, looking to continue it. And Halifax could be stretched here. Hanging off the defender as Atkins. Well, running the Halifax defence ragged, then the Centurions full-back. Reynolds gets it away. That's a good tackle, but the ball's still offloaded. Last tackle, late signal by the referee, but said the last one, and Halifax will be under pressure from the kick, but Saltonstall, well, they had some shepherds helping him. Zach McComb. Well, there are a few ums and ahs from the Halifax faithful then as McComb was turned round and dunked on his back. But all into the line, forwards waiting though. And what a tackle, Brandon Moore. Joe Keys puts the ball off to the support. And Lachlan Wadley came inside. Tangata making the Centurions defence work. With that drive, slow collect and pick up at the play. The ball from Brandon Moore has turned the advantage over to the Leigh Centurions. Knock on from Tangata, and he got up to play the ball. Well, looking closely, there was a Leigh hand in there, but it's the casual play with the foot that I think has been caught for. And the ball into the tackle, so Halifax will be defending again against the Leigh Centurions, who go to the right hand side with Ed Chamberlain, who's almost dragged all the way over to the touchline on that far side of the field. Mellor, that's it inside. Halifax defenders out to meet the ball carrier Tom Amone. They look to create an overlap, and they have done, but thankfully for Halifax, the pass to Chris Ninu was not the best. It could have been, it probably should have been, but it went behind Ninu. Well, was he running too fast? Maybe he was, because the ball went behind him. But the defence was sucked in by Halifax, and Ninu just couldn't take the ball up at the shoulder. Come back for the scrum, centre field, 10 metres out from the Halifax post. Louis Aston receiving some running repairs will feed the scrum. Saltonstall will drive it out. Well, he's running to some pretty big forwards tonight, is Saltonstall. McCool as well, they're not the biggest players. They'll run hard. Taking it up and with the penalty. These little players, I'm not sure whether that was Jack Ashford or Nathan Mason. Mason, I think, a little bit dazed from that, but Halifax will begin on the halfway line with Merrick. Tangata, it's the ball away to Aston. Aston goes on his own. Thought he'd seen a gap and then gets ragdolled by the defender. Like McDonald. Ball is round the back and Woodburn all into the line. Gets it to Saltonstall. Chips inside, the chase is on. And Zach McComb has got there. I think it's Zach McComb who sucks the ball down. Running out of options. Brandon Moore took it to the right hand side, car side. Fed Woodburn all, who did well to get out of the first tackle, and then Saltonstall with a deft little kick inside. Well followed up by Zach McCool, and Halifax have opened the scoring against the Leigh Centurions with a pearler of a try. Well, Simon Grits will be glad James Woodall's. James Woodburn Hall has made a comeback because he's had a few good runs early on to sort of edge himself into the game, but that stepping out the and managing to slip the ball to Saltonstall. And James Saltonstall with a presence of mind to kick the ball inside. The defenders were pulling out wide. And Halifax had two men chasing it, Zach McCool was the first one there. And also plaudits for Brandon Moore and Matt Garside as well. Well, Joe Keys misses with his first attempt. It's to be hoped that that's not going to affect Halifax come the end of this game. Now they're 4-0 in front. They've started with purpose, they've started with attack, they've put the passes together. And they've come up 4 points early in front. Inu will kick. Walmsley waits underneath and he's going to have a go on his own. Not getting too far, but at least the ball's safe. No point of dangerous play in front of your own post. And here come Halifax with the big drives and the big boppers out of defence. And there he goes as the dummy runner. Tangata running with purpose, turning round in the tackle and throwing him down. 2 defenders. Dan Murray. Joe Keys goes again, trying to make his way through. Had support, just couldn't get the pass away. So Halifax will go to the air again with Aston, who's testing Akins. Well, this is a bit of a revelation. Akins, Canberra Raiders and Penrith. Through grandparentage, may qualify for Wales. He's been named in the train-on squad for Wales for the World Cup. So 7 tries in 7 games. A potent attacking force from full back. Tommy gets up, play the ball, and Leigh stretch across the field, go to the right hand side, and there they go again. With what looked like a forward pass. The referee has finally blown up a forward pass, and I think with the assistance of the touch judge on the far side, there were plenty of shouts for it. Mellor getting the pass away to the supporting Sam Stone, and then Mellor again trying to set his backs going on the short side, the pass going forward. So another scrum in front of the Halifax post, this time on the 20 metre line. Zach McCool. Tackled initially by Reynolds, joined by McDonald and Joe Wardle. Saltonstall back into the defenders, but still going forward. There was looked to be an arm round the neck there from John Asiata.
Yeah, so it's like a boot, isn't it?
Halifax probing again in the Leigh half of the field with the ball on the 40 metre line. Tangata taking it up to the defence this time. 3-man tackle. Halifax 30 metres away. Referee signalling that this is the last. And Joe Keys again puts pressure on that defence at the far side. Who's going to come up with it? Leigh Centurions have made it theirs, but it's the last tackle. It'll be a turnover anyway. Well, seems to be testing that side where Keenan Bratton is. Look to be a challenger in regards to the high ball, but I'm sure Halifax will continue there while the ball keeps coming loose. There's always a chance of an error. Even though Halifax have turned it over twice, but Centurions with their big forwards and big backs as well, making it back to halfway. Tangata Oh, there's problems here for Halifax. Long ball inside. Goes into Halifax hands, thankfully. Well, that could have been a 4-pointer there. John Asiata wasting the opportunity. Probably doing the right thing in trying to get the ball inside, because he'd split the Halifax defence, but couldn't supply the final pass, and Halifax will breathe a big sigh of relief. Attempting to get a quick play of the ball. Halifax on the far side, up to the 30-metre line. Opt for an early kick. Opt for an early kick on a 40-20. Well, Atkins managing to take that one just by the touchline across the field of play, and he's probably going to pass here. He is, and the defence have dropped off, have they? The ball back to Atkins. Halifax need to be wary of the ball coming out of the tackle. It was a good attempt at a 40-20. Atkins got back and made a lot of metres, fortunately most of them across the ground, but Leigh again looking for the advantage, going forward over halfway. They're a big, strong, powerful, full-time side. Let's not remember that at Halifax. A lot of these boys will have been working today. Mellor gets the pass away this time, and it's a good pass, not forward this time. Again, Halifax up quickly, and a good job they made that tackle. Inu screaming for it on this side of the field. There's a kick to the air. There's a tester for Woodburn Hall. There's a tester for the Halifax defence, but the ball and the attempted put down by Leigh has failed, and the Halifax line remains intact for the moment. A couple of these Leigh players, Joe Wardle, who tried to score then, and Asiata, who kicked the ball, looked to be blowing a little bit. He was struggling back into the line, and the rest of the Centurions teammates seem to be willing to take up the defensive challenge. Will Colcott's on early for Halifax as Brandon Moore almost finds a hole in the defence as Halifax supporters call for a penalty. Woodburn Hall. Well, Woodburn Hall still going. Leigh defenders just watching the Halifax fullback. And Brandon Moore, so good at catching tight defence as well. Might be struggling to find a tight defence. Here comes Garside again down the short side. Last tackle, and this set of 6, McComb to Corey Aston, and again it's a kick over towards Keenan Brand on that far side, which Halifax got hands to but couldn't make it safe. Maybe another opportunity there. Lackland Worms was getting nearer. Actually, Joe Rundle then who knocked the ball forward as it came down. Bounce. Oh, that looked a bit suspicious. A few shouts of forward from the people in line with that particular play. And again, Halifax defence waiting but struggling to put the man down as the Centurions get over halfway once again, and again looking at that Halifax left-hand defence and making important metres towards the Halifax line. Here they come again. Asiata gets it away, and it's the last tackle. They're on the 20-metre line, and this time it'll be Mellor that kicks, tries off the outside of the boot, and I think Leigh supporters think Garside took Mellor out late then, but nothing untoward seen by the officials, and so Saltonstall will carry on to take it away from the Halifax line. Midway through the first half, it's Halifax 4, Leigh Centurions 0. And Halifax so far full-time opponents all the way. Joe Keys off again, the supporting player too far away to pass to on that far side, didn't want to take the chance in his own 20. Tangata running strongly, attracting 3 defenders and eventually put down. It's the last tackle. Halifax have made the 30-metre line. This is going to need a massive kick. And Aston, did he get taken late? Well, referee sees nothing wrong with it. Both Aston and Asiata back up off the floor. Was it Oramone? A big hit. Well, what have we got this time? Referee stopping play. Well, Halifax will get possession. James Bell comes up for the Leigh Centurions. Making his debut. Well, Halifax will be glad of some time in the Centurions half of the field. Colcott with the first run. King's shot pass to Tangata. Well, having a better impact than he thought from a virtual standings start there. Halifax running the angles. Woodburn Hall's got it outside to Arundel. He gets over the 20-metre line. Keys across the defence. Gets it to Brandon Moore. Aston out to McComb. Back to Aston. Aston will go back the other way from where it came from. Flicks the ball back to Joe Keys. Halifax have an advantage on that far side. Oh, there's a pass on there. Could have been a try, but to be fair, Halifax were heading towards that corner. Last tackle signalled. One on the floor perhaps. Well, it's a kick behind the defence and Leigh will be forced to take it out of play, which will mean they'll drop out under the post. Jack Ashworth is the man with the chance in the line that maybe just didn't have enough room to get the pass away into the corner. The kick from Keys causing problems. James Bell having to take it out of play and over the line. And the referee suffering the verbals from some of the Centurions fans. Well, this will probably go a long way. They've got plenty of kickers in that Centurions side. Here come Halifax again. Massive impact in the tackle. Well, it's a bruising encounter. Halifax lead it 4 points to 0. Tangata takes the ball up. Falls on his back. Halifax looking to put some more pressure on. Aston out to Keys. Halifax running the ball and Woodburn Hall well spotted by the Centurions defence. Will get up and play the ball eventually. It's quite slow, but he's gone back down again. And the last thing Halifax want is Woodburn all injured on his return, especially having the impact he had with that first try. Well, they've actually lifted him off the ground, so Joe Keys gets it away. An opportunity for Halifax again. 3 metres away from the line. It's the last tackle. Halifax putting the pressure on. Oh, that's a poor kick from Halifax. Not what Joe Keys meant to do, I'm sure. But it was easy for the Centurions defence to take it. Almost on for his first try in that last play. Joe Keys' kick, well, a little too soft. They probably wanted a little bit more on that. But this is not looking good for James Woodburn Hall, who's still down on the floor receiving attention. 24 minutes gone. Halifax with the slenderest of leads at 4 points to 0. But for the first 24 minutes, matching the full-time opponents all the way. NRL start. McDonald, 7 tries. Massive NRL CV. Tormented Halifax when he played for Widnes. Whatever it's called now, Norton Park. Call it that. It's Alton Stadium. He virtually won that game on his own. I think he scored 2 tries he made. He kicked 4 goals, some of which were from the touchline. He was in a class of his own on that day. John Asiata with 130 games for the North Queensland Cowboys. Bronco. There's a Samoan and Tonga dual international. Another one missing tonight, Ata Ingano, New Zealand Warriors Canberra, and another Tongan international. And the ball out in the tackle again. And Aikins, the fullback, into the line. Mellor trying to get him to wind the team up. Here's a Mark Iwoni, gets the ball away in the tackle. Well, there's certainly some skill in this Leigh Centurions side, but there's some determination in defence, even though there seem to be some easy meters made by Centurions at the moment. Halifax push back. Go the Centurions to Halifax's left defence again. The pass inside has taken Leigh to within 5 metres of the Halifax line. There's still tackles in the bag. What can Halifax do in defence? What can Leigh Centurions do in attack? Well, Halifax have held the man up, and the referee has decided that Halifax were offside. Well, difficult to be offside, I would have thought, from such a short distance from the play of the ball when you're near your own try line. Reynolds was only he got to the line. Halifax held him up and carried him over, but then pinned for the onside, so offside. Reynolds gets the pass away, and Halifax are out to make the tackle. James Bell helped it along to another supporting player. Halifax line tested again. Well, is it going to be breached this time? Referee's having a look. Well, he's having a look. He's not even bothering with a video referee tonight. Halifax supporters are furious behind those posts because he had such a long look. He thought he might have gone for the video referee. Well, is there any way of telling that ball's gone down there? I'm not really sure. Mark Ioane gone over for the Leigh Centurions' first try, but the signs were a bit ominous the way that the Leigh Centurions pushed forward with ease and made quite easy meters. So Ben Reynolds to convert the try. 30 goals this season to go with his 3 tries. And Reynolds calming himself despite the noise of the Halifax supporters. The conversion from Reynolds, and the Leigh Centurions have made themselves known with the voices now that their team's in front. They were quiet for long enough. 12 minutes left in the first half. It's Halifax 4, Leigh Centurions 6, and that has been given a big clout by Walmsley. And it'll come back to halfway. A little bit too deep from Lachlan Walmsley. So Reynolds will kick out of Van on the halfway and make 15 metres. And Halifax not where they would have expected to be from their own kick-off. Almost a drop ball there. Managed to make it say Titus Quasi on for Halifax, who made a double substitution. Here comes Ioane again. The referee looked like he put his whistle towards his mouth then. Might have thought about a high tackle. No, Reynolds gets it away and MacDonald is over the line. But has he got the ball down? Well, there's no conference with the video referee again this time, but that also looked a little bit short and MacDonald was pushed back into play before he put the ball down. Well, Reynolds got it away. MacDonald, well, he's not got that down, is it? Well, it didn't look like he got it down. Looked like he was pushed back into play. The ball finished back in Halifax territory. And the second quick try from MacDonald takes him on to 8 for the season. And Reynolds 2 metres in from the touchline with a conversion. So Reynolds with Jacob Fairbank in his eye line. Put the ball on the centre spot for the restart. Reynolds has missed with a conversion, so it stays at Halifax 4, Leigh Centurions 10. But ominous signs, 2 quick tries from Leigh. Second one coming off a kick that went too deep. Well, Lachlan Walmsley being relieved of the kicking duties for this restart. Joe Keys it is at centre spot. And surely he'll keep it in play. And Halifax chasing down the ball carrier just outside the Leigh Centurions 10 metre line. And Ioane again. Well, he's having some big runs, is Ioane, big impact player. Very strong upper body. There's Halifax going again, but ominously Centurions up to the 40 metre line. Oh, that's a good pass. And Mellor just a little bit late on the support there to take the pass. And here comes again with James Bell. Back to Mellor for the kick. Mellor tries that left-hand Halifax defence again. James Wood-Bernal restored to fitness. And being slowed down as he tried to play the ball. Lachlan Walmsley to the 20 metre line, gets up and plays it. Well, Halifax have runners. What they want to do is get away from their own line as far as they can. Titus Quasi. There's been some strong running from both sides. Wood on for Halifax, long ball out wide to Arundel, who's caught 5 metres inside the Centurions half. Halifax will need to kick, so it goes back to Joe Keys. There's no real chasers for Halifax. Aikens with time to stand and take the ball. Halifax make the tackle on the 20 metre line. And quick play the ball. It's not catching Halifax. They're back and regrouped and making tackles with Quasi, Wood and Murray. Minutes left to half time. Halifax still in this game, but how long for? Reynolds fires it out and MacDonald falls to his feet. Thankfully for Halifax, he looked to be getting set up to have a run then. Corey Aston made sure he stayed down. I'm not sure he'd fancied standing in front of MacDonald. So conditions are a little bit slippy underneath. James MacDonald got the scrappy ball away out of the tackle. It will be a Walmsley. Might be in trouble there. Woodburn all gave him the pass. The Leigh defence were up very quickly. Saltonstall goes on a wander to the other side of the field to try and make some metres away from the Halifax line. Well, making metres perhaps not enough, but Quasi almost up to the 40. Kyle Wood gets it away and Colcott takes it 2 metres from halfway. Halifax will be kicking again with Aston down into the corner. Aikens moves across for Halifax chasers, but Centurions playing the ball and MacDonald looks like he's going back for a run now though. Here he goes again. Oh, he's a powerhouse. He's MacDonald. He's shrugging defenders off and still going. Eventually, it's Matt Garside hanging on to the ankles that brings down MacDonald. But ominous signs again from the Centurions as they power forward. And Bradford pushed them all the way last week, and Halifax need to be careful. Aaron Smith going towards the line, looking to stamp their advantage on the game are the Centurions. That's a good tackle. It's the last one. Mellor is looking at the outside, or signaling to the outside. Is he going to put a kick in the corner? Well, he isn't. He's going to run himself for the line, but Halifax stand strong in defence against Mellor. Well, perhaps he needed Ioane, MacDonald, or one of the big boppers there to run the ball in. Saltonstall. Mellor took it upon himself. Looked like he was looking for Inu or MacDonald. Went for the line himself, but Halifax did incredibly well to hold Mellor out. But finding metres forward, hard to come by. Well, they won't now because the referee has finally had enough of the Centurions creeping forward. Has awarded Halifax a third penalty, and Joe Keys will deposit the ball 5 metres inside the Centurions half. Can Halifax muster something before half time? That's a good run by Joe Arundel. Takes Halifax up to the 30. It's almost a 15 metre gain that. Colcott put down on impact with the Smith and Ioane. Quasi trying to get on play it quickly, but the Leigh defenders not keen to get off. Kyle Wood to Dan Murray with a step, and Halifax lose the ball, and this might be a problem. It's still a problem. They haven't made the tackle yet, and Joe Keys does eventually. Oh, we've got Centurions players who are blowing a little bit. Halifax taking it out, one or two of them, and could have done a little bit better there had Murray held the ball. Quasi gets pushed off, goes back and puts a hand on to assist in the tackle from Garside, and that looked a little bit forward. Centurions back to the Halifax 40. Here comes MacDonald again. Halifax managing to hold on to him this time and limit the damage he can do. Trying that left hand defence of Halifax again. Last tackle. And still checking that left hand defence, and Halifax scooping it up at the back. Almost on their own line, so they're going to have to run it out from their own 10 again. Saltonstall trying to met the meters. Guase bouncing off players, not risking the pass. Halifax are up to the 30 and they're trying it on that far side again. They've seen perhaps some weakness on that right hand Leigh defence. They seem to be attacking down the right hand side, keeping it away from MacDonald and Inu. Akins lets it bounce and they'll get the pass away, but Halifax are up to chase the ball. Looks like Inu dropped to the floor by the Halifax defence. Here comes MacDonald. As big as a prop forward is MacDonald, playing at centre. Smith again trying to set the attack. So Halifax waiting for Leigh to come to them rather than them going to Leigh. I'm not sure that's the right thing to do. Far side, well spotted on Reynolds. That's the way to tackle. Move up quickly and try and stop the play. Mellor will kick again. Claiming a penalty, but Woodburn-Hall takes it safely. Wants to get up and play it quickly. Saltonstall runs it out of defence, and once again Halifax supporters looking for the offside. Well, there's two players in front of him there as McComb drives it forward up to the 30 metre line. 30 seconds left to half time. Well, Lachlan Walmsley was pointing as if he wanted Joe Keys to kick it down the touchline, give him a chance to race after it. The referee's blown the whistle, but I'm not sure we're even going to get time to get the scrum down. The hooter sounds for the end of the first half, and despite the obvious advantage in size and speed for the full-time squad from Leigh, Halifax have given a real good account of themselves so far, opening the scoring and taking the lead with Zach McComb after a sweet move from Halifax. Near side, Saltonstall kicking inside, pounced on by Zach McComb. Then you own it, crashing over from short distance. Reynolds converting, and then MacDonald doing the same and crashing over. Halifax having a mini inquest between themselves before they leave the field after what has been a spirited 40 minutes of the first half, but they've got to do it all again in the second half, and it's much appreciated by the Halifax crowd, who applaud their team from the field. Half time at the J. It's Halifax 4, Leigh Centurions 10. Leigh Centurions are sitting in third in the Betfred Championship behind Featherstone and Barrow. Featherstone dropped the first point of the season battling on Sunday with a 20 points to all draw. Barrow have turned out to be the surprise of the season so far. And Halifax with themselves like to spring a few surprises, if not tonight, in the coming weeks and months as the season progresses. One win from 4 games in the Championship. And they're absolutely piling in there at Halifax right from the start. Well, they did this against Featherstone. MacDonald stopped in his tracks. Halifax have Second tackle, still inside the Centurions red zone. Set that with good intent in the opening set of Halifax. 3 tackles gone, and the Centurions on the 30-metre line. And again, the tackling is ferocious from Halifax and positive. So that Reynolds has been forced to kick and has managed, I think, to kick a 40-20. He's really kicked Leigh out of trouble there as Reynolds. A restart on the 10, Halifax. First intentions were absolutely brilliant, but now they've got to defend this run from Uone, held up over the line. 10 metres. Centurions a bit more room, another opportunity to run at this Halifax line. Sam Stone. Tackled a metre away. Well, if anything, Halifax are getting Leigh Centurions a bit further away from the line, but that won't do them any good because they've lost the ball. Well, it was put down, but it went backwards. Well, surely there's got to be something done there as Halifax try and get up and play the ball. The Centurions really quick off the line. Well, Saltonstall was dragged about by MacDonald. Halifax trying to bring this ball over towards this near side of the field. I think, well, they're going back that way. I think they're coming this way again. Ashworth. Well, has managed to get the ball away, and that is a great run. Keys has managed to get it away, but only giving it to the Centurions, who have players on that left-hand side, but the ball not travelling that far. Well, half a chance, maybe, for Halifax. They've managed to take over possession. And it's the Centurions with possession again with Ed Chamberlain. Short ball there. And Halifax are quickly on to Tom Malone. Ball back inside. Centurions back on the Halifax 20-metre line. Smith in half. Well, they could be caught out here, Halifax, but they've managed to get numbers back somehow, but they still get the ball away in the tackle. Well, Centurions look like they gave themselves up for something there. Chamberlain stopped running with the ball. Aikens trying to get out of the tackle, but Halifax have managed to keep the line intact. Well, looking back, there's a potential offside from the Centurions there, but the referee choosing not to give it, so Halifax are able to try and run this ball out from their own line, their own red zone rather. Something which they're struggling to do at the moment. Come Halifax down the middle again, over the 20-metre line. Got the offload away. Halifax keeping it moving. Garside gets it away. Zach McComb's off through the defence, and McComb, well, MacDonald seems to like shirt collars, because that's Saltonstall and McComb is dragged down by the collar. Guaze to the 20-metre line. Well, Halifax still have it in him. Kyle Wood gets the pass away, and Arundel takes it up to the Centurions' defence. Halifax 5 metres away. Lachlan Walmsley inside to Joe Keys. Keys looking for runners and finds Colcott to the 10-metre line. Halifax have not yet reached the last tackle. Wood to Murray, and Murray goes without the ball, and Halifax need to be alert in defence to stop the potential threat. Well, that's twice Halifax have Looked like they had something on. Well, let's see the ball fall at the last, and Halifax have now put more pressure on themselves by being penalised for offside by the referee. A low penalty count this evening, 3 apiece at the moment. Architects of their own downfall at the moment. We're giving the possession away. They did it a couple of times in the first half. There's a difference between good teams and really good teams, and the ones that can hold the possession, make fewer mistakes and take the chances. And here's another chance for the Centurions, with Reynolds moving across the field. And there's opportunities here. Halifax are not going to stop another try for Keenan Brand. Well, they had their opportunities at the other end of the field, but they gave the penalty away for the offside. And from the resulting play, Reynolds looked one way, shifted it the other. Mellor has support from Akins. And they've tried to keep the ball as much as they can attacking that right-hand defence in the first half of Halifax. But the first real attack that they've had has resulted in a try from Keenan Brand, although Mellor did try to use that right-hand attack several occasions in the first half. This time it comes up dividends. Reynolds getting 2 metres in from the touchline, right forward kicker, not really the right hand side for him. Takes a long look at the post. He's pulled it round this time, I think, to go through the middle.
And the conversion by number 6, Ben Reynolds.
Well, is it going to be damage limitation for Halifax, or can they try and drag themselves back from the 12-point deficit? Keys kicks off again. Mellor underneath it. Former Widnes man, pass inside. Halifax are challenging again from the kick-off. With Ash with prominent in defence. In for the second tackle. James Bell proving a bit of a handful and seeming to make yards at will, but he's been caught that time and might need some attention. Like James Bell. Leigh Centurions powering forward against the 12-man Halifax defence. Matt Garside back to his feet and slowly making his way back to the defensive line. That kick may have gone a little bit too far, and Woodburn Hall underneath it and almost back to the 20-metre line. Good catch and good kick return, and now play will be stopped while Kyle Wood looks like he's going off for a HIA or a blood bin injury. I don't think he's very happy about having to go off once he gets fixed up and come back on as soon as possible. I don't think he's that keen to leave the field, to be honest. Well, the touch judge is indicating that Kyle Wood should leave the field. As the card came out of the pocket, the doctor's on the touchline. And the referee's deciding Kyle Wood has got to leave the field. They're waiting to make repairs on Kyle Wood, although he's running down the touchline. Dan Merritt takes it forward. Titus Guazi. Good leg drive, almost up to the 40-metre line. Ashworth. Strong drive, takes it up to halfway. Halifax in the tackles in the back. Walmsley inside to Rundle. Looked at the pass, couldn't get it away, and then swamped by the Centurions defence. 8 metres inside the half, and Joe Keys managed to just take that at his bootlaces. That could be a problem for Keenan Brand, the try scorer, but well, no pressure on him this time. He's able to take it. When there was pressure on him in the first half, he looked a little bit hesitant with Halifax chasers on him. No problem that time. Had a look, he was close to the touchline. MacDonald, only way to stop him. Corey Aston round the legs. Drop off ball inside. Back again. Reynolds will just kick it downfield. Woodburn goes across to collect it. And again now for Leigh Centurions, we're just to put Halifax as far as they can back towards their own line, assisted with a kick chase like that from 4 defenders. Walmsley having a tough time getting through these Centurions forwards. Saltonstall trying to do the same, but there's a 3-man reception committee for Saltonstall. Halifax with Mason taking it forward. Kyle Wood wasn't off the field very long. It's the last tackle. Joe Keys, well, he's testing Akins this time, and Walmsley has surely earned Halifax a penalty. He was taken off the ball by, well, there's 3 Centurions defenders on the floor. There was a tangle up as Walmsley went for it. They obviously know the aerial ability and agility of Lachlan Walmsley. Guazi for the line, 9 metres out. Ed Barber's on for Halifax. Keys to Aston. McComb fancies it round the outside, but he's managed to go down before he gets pushed over the touchline. Well, that's a bad pass, is that? And they've given the ball back to Leigh Centurions under no real pressure, with no real reason to try and work the miracle ball there. Well, wasting another opportunity. Saltonstall tried to put it back inside and claim 6 more, but Centurions back to the 30-metre line already. Just some composure from Halifax near the try line. They've had the best of the opportunities. Centurions have only had 1 opportunity and managed to post the try from it. Matic Ngannou is on for South Yarra, the Tongan international. NRL experience with the New Zealand Warriors and the Canberra Raiders. Reynolds kicks out wide, and there's some real pressure on there from Inu and MacDonald, but Halifax will come up with the ball. Or will they? Touch to John at the far side. Turnover. Some nervous moments there. I wouldn't want to be stood there with Donald and Inu chasing down on me.
And the Panther substitution, number 8, Adam Tangata, replaces 16,
Tangata back on for Will Colcott. Kyle Wood, done it. Ed Barber gets turned upside down, dangerous tackle. Well, the laws are clear now, the legs go above the horizontal, it's a dangerous tackle. I don't think Leigh can dispute that. Trying to turn him upside down. Arundel drives the ball up, he's making the defence work a little bit as he gets inside the 30. Untangling the legs, Calwood to Guaze, that powerful run takes him over the 20-metre line. Tangata charging through, trying to barrel the Leigh Centurions defenders out of the way, and the referee has seen an error, has he, from Halifax. Ball again, and Tangata vented his feelings at the referee, but Halifax again, the opportunity, just lacking that little bit of composure. And here comes MacDonald, oh what a run, takes him over the 40. Centurions with James Bell making progress again down towards the Halifax line. Centurion supporters complain about Halifax being offside. The referee making sure Halifax come back the required 10. Round the back now he goes MacDonald again, dancing towards the Halifax defence, who managed to put him down. Last tackle, 12 metres out from Halifax line, a metre in from the far touch line, across to Reynolds, and Reynolds will kick into the in-goal area. A little hesitation from Joe Keys, who managed to shepherd the ball over the dead ball line. Lachlan Walmsley will look to get some speed up. Well, he's carried it almost 20 metres. And then being penalised for a knock on. And Centurions give a possession. Oh, he gets up claiming his innocence as Lachlan Walmsley. Now, 19 minutes gone in the second half. Leigh Centurions leading. It's Halifax 4, Leigh 16. Well, trying to put on the move. He'll come again with MacDonald and Inu on that far side, but Aikins, the fullback, causing problems, and Inu will eventually be put down. But it's taken 4 men to do it. That'll leave Halifax light in defensive. Centurion spread the ball back to this side of the field. Joe Wardle, a good trundle into the Halifax red zone. Gets it away, and this is going to be a try for the Leigh Centurions. I think Leigh probably think the celebrations can start now with that try that takes Leigh Centurions out to a 3-score game. Tom Amoni, scorer. And I enjoyed that, the way he celebrated with it. Halifax 4, Leigh Centurions 20 now. 20 minutes to go, and now last 20 minutes we could only see this game going one way. Halifax have had the chances, they just haven't had the composure to make the plays that might have resulted in that deficit against the Centurions. Successful, makes it 16 points. Third successful conversion. That stems from that call by the referee that Lachlan Walmsley knocked on. Keys to restart. It's long and deep again. Mella underneath, it keeps it inside to James McDonnell. Stopped by Nathan Mason. Eventually, the Halifax struggling to make the tackle. The ball comes loose, and this time he's given a penalty to Leigh and not called it a knock-on. Said the ball was ripped out by Halifax. Well, he kept running and kept running, and I think the Rumble may have had his hand at one point, but whether he actually pulled it out or not, well, the referee and the Leigh Centurions fans didn't think he did. James Bell, tackled by 3, but Centurions back within 30 metres of the Halifax line. Mellor, Bell showing the ball again, taking into the tackle. Halifax managed to put him down. James Bell seems to be all over the place at the moment, willing to carry the ball up for the Centurions. They go to the short side. Halifax there, can't stop the offload. There's a chip through the back, and Leigh are denied as the ball goes dead. Woodburn Hall comes back to the 20 metre line, gives it to Saltonstall. Saltonstall carries it 18 metres, much as Halifax did on the last 20 metre tap. Ed Barber trying to go inside. And two of the defenders looking for a knock on by Barber. Barber looking for a penalty. McCoon 5 metres into Centurions territory. Kyle Wood from Acton gives it to Titus Guaze, and Guaze again, 3-man reception committee. Once again there's a hesitation from the Leigh players to get up and play the ball, and Joe Mellor was that far offside on this side of the field and he was nearly in the Halifax line. We've now gone back. Can Halifax salvage something for their efforts? Oh, risky pass. Joe Keys kicks behind for Walmsley to chase, and Brand forced to kick the ball out of play. Which will a reset for Halifax. They've got Nathan Mason back on. Guaze gives it to Mason, and Mason drives straight into the heart of the Centurions defence, and even when he stands up get the quick ball away. They're unable to because Leigh just won't let him. Ed Barber's off. Ed Barber. Running out of options there as the defence closed in on him, but he beat the first two defenders. Kyle Wood to Titus Gwazi, and Gwazi's stopped 3 metres out. Halifax have some men stacked on the right hand side, and they have 6 more tackles. Oh well, that might not be the best, but Saltonstall, if he can get it back. Well, Halifax have 6 more tackles. They don't need to panic. They've lost a bit of ground. McComb's trying to make it back, stepping across the defence, then dropping the shoulder and going forward back to within 10 metres. Do Halifax know they've got 6 left? And they're offside this time. Well, more pressure coming from Halifax on that Centurions line. Tangata, they're bouncing off the first tackler, but only into the arms of the supporting defenders, if you can call them that. Keys, Aston, round the back. Saltonstall in at the corner, and Halifax may yet have something left in this game. Well, it's not going to leave the easiest to kick from the touchline, but Saltonstall, some slick handling, and when Halifax have the composure, as with the try in the first half, it looked really good. Well, it's quieting down the Centurion supporters for now. And Joe Keys has gone across to take the kick from the touchline. I'm surprised with the belt that Walmsley gave it when he kicked out a touch earlier that they don't give him the opportunity from the touchline. Although Joe Keys has kicked them from this distance before. Halifax will hoping he can do it again to take them into double figures. And that just may lift the spirits for the last 13 minutes for Halifax and give them a little bit of momentum. Keys with a kick, and that one has gone through the middle, so Joe Keys has put Halifax into double figures. And back within 12 points of the Leigh Centurions. So Halifax not dead and buried. And just under 13 minutes. Pushing Centurions all the way. Long deep kick. Walmsley gives it inside, and Halifax looking to bring it out of the red zone again. I think that's Mason with the first drive. Ed Barber trying to spin away from the defenders, who again won't let him go and get the quick play. Gwazi running the angle back towards this near side. Referee doesn't seem to be too keen on the offside rule anymore as Centurion stepping forward. Kyle Wood to Tangata, runs up the defence. I thought he thought about the pass then. What have Halifax got now? Centurions, and Walmsley's off again. Well, he's been penalised again for pushing Mellor out of the way. Well, it's not malicious play, it's just trying to get to challenge Brand for the ball. Mellor puts it into touch. Centurions start from halfway with Ed Chamberlain. To the 40 litre line, Mellor away to Hingano. Mellor this time. Halifax defence bringing him back. They're going out towards that left-hand side again, where MacDonald and Inu standing weight. Well, come away from them again, come back to the right-hand side. Mellor. Well, as Halifax defence are numbering up, it's the last tackle. So if Leigh do turn the ball over here, it'll be some aerial dramatics there, I think, from Inu. Halifax come up with it. But again, it's turned over almost on the Halifax line where Leigh Centurions really want to be. Halifax to try and find a chink of light through this Centurions defence. Well, they've got themselves back into this game. That with the big men in the middle. Well, that was not the greatest kick. I think it was going to take a 40-20. It wasn't a touch, just over the Centurions 40-metre line. Well, turned over, given back to the Centurions into the last 10 minutes. Here comes MacDonald again. And his wrecking ball style gets him to halfway despite the attention of 4 defenders. The referee's wiped the tackle count again. Reset back to 0, so here come the Centurions again. Reynolds to Amone. And Amone put down. Garno gets the ball to Mellor. Mellor drops it off inside to Stone. Sam Stone put down 18 metres out. Centurions within 7 or 8 metres of the line again, looking out to the left and they're looking for MacDonald. No, they're not. But they're going to get the try anyway. I'm not sure who scored it. But Halifax just couldn't make the tackle. Maybe tiring a bit now. Aaron Smith. Ball out wide to Reynolds, and Reynolds gets the pass away. Halifax heads drop in unison. Well, they've done enough to get themselves right back into this game. We've got some tired bodies out there in the right now. But Simon Griggs wanted Halifax to give a good account of themselves. I think they've managed to do that, just putting the finishing touches and the polish to the Halifax side. I think it was Sam Stone who went on for the try. That will be confirmed shortly, I'm sure. Muted silence, but Halifax supporters staying till the end with most of them anyway. 6 minutes to go. And the Centurions know they've been in a match. Full-time team. Failed kick from Reynolds. And Joe Wardle confirmed as a scorer. That's on Stone. Well, I think Wardle took his opportunity because he thought the Halifax with defence were ganging up for MacDonald and Inu on that left-hand attack.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's Panthers
referee's stopping the clock.
Sponsors invested for tomorrow goes to number 5, James Storm.
Joe Keys, will he try a short kick-off? Well, still going for the long kick. Mella underneath it. Well, Halifax have chased the kick up again. Managed to make the tackle inside the first tackle inside the red zone. And they almost up to the 30. All heavy reliance on the South Sea Islanders, Leigh Centurions, but they've done the job for them. There's another man, McDonald, still going. McDonald, Halifax struggling to put him down, and McDonald almost getting the pass away then. Garno gets the ball away. Centurion have men out wide, but Sam Stone tackled. Reynolds kicked it. And Halifax will find themselves dropping out under the post. The strength of the Centurions defence, taking Saltonstall back behind his own line to force the drop out under the post. Deal that Saltonstall could do about that. There were a mismatch. McDonald probably would have been able to achieve that on his own, but certainly with a back up there as well, Halifax were going to struggle. Mella takes the bouncing ball, runs it back, and almost met Guazi while they were on the knees there, but Centurion's back at the 30-metre line. With just over 4 minutes left on the clock. That's a dangerous tackle. This will probably be 2 points for Reynolds, will it? And Reynolds indicating the bench that he wants to carry on and not go for the 2 points. Clumsy tackle from Halifax. It was dangerous. The man carrying the ball able to get up. Halifax will get it back with 3.5 minutes remaining. It's hard to see at this stage of the game just how Halifax will get to the other end of the field and put everything into this fixture tonight. That can be seen. Short side play, Ashworth driving the legs, takes 5 defenders, put hands on Ashworth then to stop him. Keys to Aston. Aston bringing Ed Barber back on the inside, but he's fumbled to the ground by the defence. Kyle Wood causing all sorts of problems for the Centurions defence there as he carries it back over halfway. Ashworth, long ball out wide, Walmsley. Well, there's a long way to go round the defence, but he had no option but to go back inside. I don't think he was quite expecting the pass. Kick over is from Woodburn Hall. Bounds could have, but didn't cause problems for the fullback Akins. That's a knock on. That'll do for a knock on from Akins, pleading his innocence with the referee. I think he's claiming he was interfered with a little bit then, so Halifax have 2 minutes. On the 20-metre line with a scrum in their favour to try and have the final word in this game. Have they got the composure to do it? Tangata's dropped out of the scrum. Saltonstall has got the ball again. He's going to have to come back inside, and then he straightens up and goes for the line. And Barber went for the support, but the pass wasn't forthcoming from Saltonstall. Tangata runs at the defence this time instead of passing it. Kyle Wood out wide. Halifax with numbers. Walmsley, and Walmsley's found the touch again and managed to score. When he does get the ball, he can beat players, can Walmsley. Left Mellor and Keane and Brandon. Now you can see why Halifax were aiming at that right hand defence of the Centurions. Halifax deserve that for their efforts. Fortunately, if they'd have had that composure early in the second half, they may have been a lot nearer upsetting the odds. Too upsetting the odds against the Leigh Centurions. Halifax have certainly entertained before the cameras against the full-time squad of some big men, some fast men with lots of NRL experience against part-timers. Joe Keys has found the mark again. Keys' second conversion completes the match after the hooter has sounded. But Leigh will know they've been in a competition tonight. They had one or two players blowing in the first half, did the Leigh Centurions, so it'll be off to the ice baths, swimming pools and saunas tomorrow, while most of this Halifax team will go back to their full-time jobs after doing Halifax proud tonight. And they'll play against Workington on Sunday, which won't be an easy tie. They will be motivated by the performance again, another credit-worthy performance against a team that surely will be thereabouts at the end of the season. Final score at the Shay, another exciting game. Halifax 16, Leigh Centurions 26.